Leader, I just want to thank you first of all for arranging that we discuss disabilities and the cost of it next week and that we have that on the agenda. Leader, I heard this morning in the Disability Matters Joint Oireachtas Committee, I heard a word that I never expected to hear in Leinster House and in this Oireachtas, and that is the discussion of the possibility of eugenics. That is not something that I ever expected to hear a witness to a Joint Oireachtas Committee raise the possibility that if you have autism or you are an autistic person, that you would be obliged to train yourself out of displaying any of the features that go with that, any of the characteristics. And we heard evidence of cognitive behavioural therapy in this state that is given to people, autistic people, because they're autistic people, because it is part of who they are and they're proud of their identity, but in that regard that they are taught how to mask it. And I was struck by reading it in the first place, but I was at an event with the Walk community recently where the service users who had come through training for peer representation stood up and were talking about their experiences. And one of them talked about the fact that he feels obliged when he's out and about to mask the fact that he has a disability and to pretend that he's neurotypical. So there is something to it, and I know each week I've come in and I've talked about ableist privilege, but I think we need to take ableist privilege very seriously, and we need to consider what are we doing. As a result of speaking about this week after week, I'm getting more emails and messages from the lived experience of families with a child with a disability or the autistic community, where you have children in preschools being expelled because they get anxiety, or they have difficulty, or they behave in a way that isn't acceptable to the so-called carers of them. We need a public information on, we need training, we need so many things to ensure that every person in our community has a right to be who they are, has a right to have who they are supported, and that we are inclusive and that we challenge. And right at the heart of everything we do, we need that there is nothing about us without us, is treasured, is held absolutely sacredly, and that nothing happens in this state without the people who are most affected by it having a say in influencing it. Thank you.